sympathy for Jews on college campuses.
But look, I'll give you the two wrongs make a right analysis, which, by the way, I don't accept. But for the sake of argument,
I said Trump should tweet about it, so I'm not saying he was right.
You said it quickly and you moved on to the bigger great, and your voice went up when you started talking about how bad Obama is.
Because I think it's an outrage that you guys are pointing to this.
But you're not outraged about this.
And for 8 years,
you're not outraged about this, though. Let's bring in Christine Quinn. So you hear Rick's point.
Yeah.
You people stunk even worse. That there was all this stuff going on college campuses. You didn't say anything. So in light of that, what Trump's doing right now isn't so bad.
First of all, the campaign is over, right? Campaigning against President Obama, they are now the President of the United States. And, you know, Donald Trump is, and his supporters are part of that. It's what he does now that matters. Well, you know, why isn't he strengthening Jewish people in his Holocaust remembrance of official statement? So he does not have a good track record here. I agree with Senator Santorum that there were
House not
I want to just clarify for viewers what they were. They were debates and discussions about whether groups could come onto campus who had anyway saying what was said at times, which was anti-Semitic, was okay, but we're talking here. That was a debate about First Amendment that people said inappropriate things. This is a case of bomb threats, violence, and desecrating cemeteries. And again, I just don't understand the school of thought. If you think President Obama didn't do enough, then do more. Then do more. This isn't predecessor. It's about defining yourself, and does President Trump want to be defined as someone who fights hate crimes and supports Jewish people?
Let's bring in another factor. This Hillary Clinton put out a tweet about it. Let's see what she says. JCC threats, cemetery desecration, online attacks are so troubling they need to be stopped. Everyone must speak out, starting with POTUS. Rick?
I agree with this. I agree the president should be more forceful, but let's be honest. The president had much more so than President Obama. I mean, there is now a harmony in relationships between the state of Israel and the United States, and the world. I'd say more about this. He should say something about what's going on, continuing on college campuses. And Christine, you're whitewashing this debate. Oh, it was a highbrow debate on the First Amendment. No. Wasn't.
Well, be that as it may, let's say that you're right.
People out there attacking Jews.
Rick,
wait. You just said, and we can come on another segment and have a conversation about that, and I agree with that. Violently for any reason, but nonetheless in the cancer that is a hate crime. I just don't understand, particularly since you're saying democracy on the part of his administration. And maybe, I don't know, he's not speaking out.
And they will tell you the bedrock of that is the evangelical Christian community in this country. In fact,
and this is yes, it is. And this is an attack on Jews. In America. So if the president feels in such a deep kinship supporting him, you heard discriminatory statements against many people, including Jewish Americans. You kicked out about Chris on a regular basis, speaks out on Saturday Night Live every Sunday like clockwork. I mean, this is a man who expresses his opinions freely.
All right, so the question is, Rick, why do you think he doesn't say more?
I go back to, I don't know. Look, again, I'll repeat it for the third time, that I believe he should be.
Right, but I'm not asking you for your personal position on what should be done. I'm asking you, why do you think he doesn't? I mean, even your case about a tweet saying this is disgusting, we hate it, I won't tolerate it. If I find the people who did it, I'll punish them. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, look, if you look at the fact that the people who are responsible for a lot of this anti-Semitism that we're seeing, I hate to say it, a lot of it is coming from the pro-Palestinian or Muslim community. That's not what's going on college campuses, Chris.
Well,
white haters.
We're talking
let's say the truth about this.
We're talking about cemeteries and JCC centers.
Right.
Not college campuses.
Right, you're mixing, but you know what? I'm okay with you mixing also, because it all goes under the same umbrella of things that should be dismissed. Chris. But I'll tell you what, you guys have no problem going after Muslims for things they don't do, let alone what they do. So why doesn't Trump go after the Muslims who are doing this on college campuses against the
There's no evidence to support
I'm
who
for him
did.
doing that,
Sorry.
Chris.
What?
No, I'm for him doing that. I think he should.
I know.
think this is an area that communicating that message. That's the only thing I can think of.
Because he never doubles down on.
Just heard it and saw it as an attack and started saying, hey, I'm least because you and people on the left and a lot of independent people and just, people who want a tolerance in this country have attacked the president for this, either by not being critical or that it's happening on his watch and increased proportions. You've made it something that he now takes as a personal criticism. And the way President Trump deals with personal criticism is to reject it. So you have made the topic of attacks against Jews and threats against Jews into
the United States. I know from my work as running a crime victims assistance agency that dealt with hate crimes, the way to stop hate is unequivocally for decent people to stand up and speak out. If that's the psychological makeup of how he sees things, that's unfortunate for him. But there are bigger things than how he feels offended. And again, if he had just done a tweet immediately after it happened, nobody would have said anything. And trust me, if you're
about this whole theory en masse, Sunday was the turn the other cheek Matthew gospel, and I was wondering what those words mean to him in terms of dealing with his critics. But Rick, thank you for making the case, as always. Christine, as well. Allison?
Okay, Chris. President Trump's been in office just over a month. So how do voters think he's doing? We went to the ballot.